Oh, hello everyone, this is Sean, and as promised I'm back for another video. This one is the, hope you can see it from here, 350 scale Aztec Refit set. The new 2021 edition from Polar Lights, yes, as you can see on the screen. And you can see all the, they don't just have it for the Enterprise. In fact, unless I'm mistaken, I don't see the I don't see the Enterprise here at all. I see the Constitution, Constellation, Defiant. Oh, well, let's take a look at the registries here. Farragut, Republic, Excalibur, Exeter, Potemkin, Hood, Lexington, Yorktown, and Intrepid. So it looks like almost the entirety of the 12 TOS refit Constitution class. So yeah, take the decals out of the sheet and we'll see what they all look like. I noticed when I previewed them last night they were on blue paper. Alright, so put this down here. Okay, so should be able to see everything. I'm gonna just take a look. Yeah, you'll be able to see everything as I hold it up. That's excellent. So start with the instructions. You can see the instructions. They look a lot like the Aztec Decal instructions from the 1000 scale ship. You've got these color guides here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to find the equivalent parts from Tamiya for all these colors. Should be easy to find the testers. Model Master, they don't make it anymore, so I'm not sure about that. Alright, let's take a look at the first page, which is right here. Looks like it goes in order. Looks like you do the saucer first. That's good, because that's the most difficult part. So you can see here the top saucer. So the decals alternate for the saucer, number 2, number 4, and they all alternate. Now they don't say, oh yeah, extra trimming, here we go. So there may be some extra trimming around the bridge, but of course what I plan to do is I would put down all of decal number 2 first, all the way around the ship. And then I would come back and do number 4. Yeah, that way you get most drying. That's good, because this involves the detail painting, which hopefully is on the 350 scale kit guide anyway. And as you can see, the bottom saucer. Now, let's see here. Apply the saucer bottom decals before attaching the lower dome segment. That way you don't have to do much trimming. That's good. That's good. So well, then we'll take a look at 1B. So that is the saucer sides. As you can see, you have the side, and it looks like you have at least 5 of them. And of course, what I will do with my iridescent paints is I will apply the Aztecing based on the Star Trek Aztec Trek Modeler paint guide, which I bought a couple years ago. And you can see they actually have decals for the lower sensor dome. That's good. Okay. And then of course you have the neck. So you have 14, which is placed on top of the torpedo launcher, 15, which goes beside it. Tells you to cut out everything once it's dry. Ooh, C or I? Just a second here. What color is C? So C is duck egg blue. I is flat black. So that grill work on the back of the hull could be either color. If you were building it as the A, I suppose you'd make that the light blue. Alright, so let's take a look at the flip side of the sheet here. We have the That's the neck. Okay. So that looks like a decal for the front and back of the neck. Plus you have some painting in here. That's good. It fits exactly right in there. Alright, and then of course you have the deflector dish. You have 3 small panels and 3 big ones. And then of course you have the bigger ones that go further back. And this big one that fits on before you put it into the torpedo bay. So a lot of these parts are going to have to be decaled and thus painted before you assemble them. Just make sure not to paint the gluing surfaces. Yeah. And then as you can see here, we've got the top of the secondary hull. You've got the 2 sections, so they each fit around where the nacelles go. And you've got all the detail painting and the other Aztecs, so you have plenty of room to be able to put on the Aztec colors. And as you see, it says it's cut along the panel lines to put the pieces on without them breaking. And there's a couple more panels, a couple more instruction sheets, and then when we'll get to the actual decals. Don't know how much you'll be able to see on the blue paper, but anyway, there you go. The sides of the secondary hull, all aligned with the panel lines, front, like top and bottom. And you see the port side the same way. And then of course here you have the very bottom of the ship. And of course cutting it out around the light and putting it in all the different panels, painting the phasers first. This part goes around the windows. You see the notch for the windows, so that's excellent. And the nacelles are the final section. Start with the pylons. So it's interesting, you see how the pylons are cut to fit around the grillwork. They even have a notch here for the triangle. That's excellent. And then of course, for the front, the inner board, you have that line that goes on that side. It's all accounted for. Every piece is accounted for. That's wonderful. And then of course you have the nacelle grills themselves, and the top and the sides and the bottom, the tail fins. That's absolutely wonderful. So those instructions are really detailed, and they take you through step by step, and do the saucer first. So that's the instructions. And I'll take a look at the first decal sheet. So each one has a cover. Now keep in mind the decals are on blue paper. I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see with the light, but here is the first decal sheet. You know, these sheets are huge, but I don't know if you can tell in the light, but each nacelle, each piece, slightly raised, so you know exactly where to cut it to fit. And now I know I can see some of the pattern on the blue sheet, but in this case, I'm going to wait until it's applied to the ship, till it's been on there for a few days. I'll make the ship white, of course, like the lid of this, and then I will paint the decals with the iridescent colors. Alright, so that was the first sheet. This is the second sheet. It's number 3 and number 1, so I guess that's for the bottom saucer. 2021, so that was just released this year. That's excellent. See what the third sheet looks like. You might be able to see something more because it's in blue paper now. Yeah, here we go. Now, it's true that those look actually blue, but you can see all the deflector housing, everything for the nacelles, everything for the secondary hull, the engineering strongbacks, the neck. It's amazing, it's all in one piece. Alright, here we go. You've got the, I guess that's more for the nacelles, probably. The nacelle pylons and their trenches. They look very blue on the sheet. I hope they show up greener in person. Otherwise, well, here's the thing. It's big enough that if I have to color it the motion picture green, I can. And you've got the side sensor bands as well. You can see some of the subtle patterns they were talking about in there. It's pretty good. Of course, you could do that on the hull as well. And I think we reached the final decal sheet. Sheet number 5. Ah, here we go. That was the Star Trek, motion, like Enterprise A stuff. Because look, these are green. That is green, greenish gray. See, look. It's very important. It's very important. You have green here. And you have green all through here. So that's for the motion picture. This is gray. So is all this for Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan. So if you look over here, you're going to see gray, gray, gray. Green, green, green. So Star Trek II, motion picture. And then you have these for the motion picture only. And that one up there. So everything has been accounted for both versions of the ship. That's excellent. It's really excellent. And of course, as you see, all the names and numbers. Aha, see? There's the 1701A. But you don't see 1701. Why? Because the 1701 is included in the model kit itself. And it's decals that came with the kit. So anyway, that is my unboxing video of the 350 scale Enterprise Refit Aztec Decals. And that's the 2021 edition. It was re-released this year, I guess. And I picked it up. And it'll be interesting to see how it compares to the Jack's Hacks Creations decals that I bought, which are on white backing paper. Of course, I'm going to test those that I have for the NX-01 on the Columbia first. So anyway, that's all I have for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and talk to you all later when I post the next part of the Excelsior build. Have a good evening.